Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
Just to remind everybody that language usage and content that we provide here may be disturbing, disgusting, probably will be and should be. Words like bloody custard and words that rhyme with that may be featured. Actually will be featured. In fact, perhaps will only be featured. Just warning you.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
We're going to meet Sucheta, who leads the country and the rest of Southeast Asia in Zumba. She teaches you Zumba, also a little Ramba Samba, and she's going to teach me how to get fit fine in about 30 seconds. And above all, she's going to get me discounts in products, all kinds of products. Sucheta, we love you.
Cyrus says we have other shows too. You should check them out.
Now, if you want to listen to some brilliant indie music from all over the country, it's really simple. You can find me on Made in India. That's madeinindia.in. My name is May, and it's spelled M-A-E-D. Now, I've had some great artists on the show, including the likes of Nikhil D'Souza, The Cognac Net, Last Remaining Light, Tejas Menon, The Other People, Alicia Pays, Lakshmi Baum, Vasudha Sharma, Ankur Tiwari, and so many more. Now, if you want to subscribe, you can go to iTunes or Stitcher or your favorite podcast app, or you can find me on my website. That's madeinindia.in. That's M-A-E-D, or on Twitter and Facebook on Made in India.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
All right, it's time to talk about a very adverse situation I was in last week, and that is the poking syndrome. Stop it, people. This is called Cyrus Says, by the way. And Cyrus says something very important. I'm talking to myself here because I'm looking in the mirror at the same time. And that is, when you have a conversation with somebody in India, why do we poke each other while talking? This is especially true with males. They put their little index finger into your shoulder and say, "Hey, brocha, I heard that you're going to do this fantastic documentary about the Parsis." Both are untrue. I'm doing no documentary. And two, don't poke me in the shoulder. I don't like it at all. It hurts. I'm old and everything hurts and things will fall off. So don't poke and don't poke roughly. I'm not homophobic. I don't have a problem with touching per se. But I'm just thinking that we're again doing things which are culturally inappropriate and causes you to feel that you can do anything with anyone because this physical culture will continue unless we control it now. We are overpopulated, so don't touch unless you have to. Avoid touch. Untouchability is a crime, but too much touching is a worse crime. So much so that I lost my word. Where's it gone? Worse. It's called Cyrus Says.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Yes, it's called Cyrus Says. I don't know why I say it's called Cyrus Says. I should say the show. But I think I'm so unemotionally attached to it that I just say it. Okay, I'll say her. Her is called Cyrus Says. That's incorrect. But her is also called Sucheta Pal. Did I say that correctly?
Perfect.
Sucheta Pal.
No one has called me better.
But the Pal is the surname or is it part of the name? Because I had a friend called Amit Pal, for example, and that was part of the first name.
I use it in every way. So, Pal in the US,
yeah.
Paul by Punjabis, Pal by Bengalis, anything you want to call me. As long as it's Pal.
So again, you've not answered my question, which is Pal is a surname or not?
It is definitely a surname.
It is the surname. So since you don't know each other, Miss Pal, which is similar to when you don't spell correctly, you did a Miss Pal. I'm so sorry, Sucheta. Let me introduce you. We must always start at the beginning. By the way, Sucheta is a lovely lady who's into fitness. She leads the country and the rest of Southeast Asia. I'll ask her in a little while if that's true, because you can write anything. I've written my website says Wimbledon 7 times champion, left-handed.
I pay someone very well to write all of that.
No, it sounds very interesting. We will look at each and every word here. Southeast Asia, rest of Southeast Asia, officially as the master trainer, not mistress trainer, which is a whole another world. The Zumba, is that the right way to pronounce it?
Perfect way to pronounce it.
Zumba Education Specialist, that is ZES, for Zumba Miami, and is credited for pioneering the brand in India and training over 2,500 instructors who are all alive as we speak in the past 3 years alone in India, Indonesia, Oman, Maldives, Bangkok, Vietnam, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and before the ISIS reached Syria, one instructor in Syria, he's now alone with the parallel bars. Let's hope he's okay. Okay, so we'll come back and talk about everything, but first let's start at what is Zumba?
What do you think it means for
you?
I've
seen it. I go to this terrible club in South Mumbai and there's some people who practice it and all that. But the people I see are not the trainers or the instructors. I see middle-aged, unfit men bouncing around and looking absolutely hideous, scary.
That's perfect.
And I think it should be done. Shouldn't it be done in a dark room and they should be covered with curtain material first?
If they're hideous men, for sure. But
no, when I say hideous men, I mean I forget the faces, or I don't even go that far up. And now don't ask me why, because that's an inappropriate thing to say. But I mean, just the way they move, because I've noticed us Indian men, we just don't have the rhythm. Let's be honest.
That's a problem. That
just don't have the
men
rhythm.
think that they don't have the rhythm. But by the way, Zumba was started by a very, very, very hot man from Colombia. So trust me, men can do Zumba, men
But
can
South
dance.
American men were born with the rhythm. When they
And so
breastfeed,
do
they
we.
sway. I've seen them. Little kids, they go, one nipple, one other nipple. They've got a rhythm. But look at us.
So do we. Bollywood is in
I
our
went to my
blood.
uncle. I went to my Uncle Hoshang. I ignored my mother because, we don't have the rhythm.
No, trust me, we have the rhythm, and trust me, we
You were
have
supposed
it.
to ask me, was Uncle Hoshi bigger? But you didn't. You had a good opening there, Sucheta.
God.
Sorry, I'm sorry. So no, my point is, I saw these Indian men trying to do what looked like a very South American sort of sexy movement and rhythmic thing, and they looked like a dying
fitness
serpent
program.
in the last throes of death.
No, trust me, they don't. But it's a fitness program which is inspired by dance, and it's supposed to be fun, and anyone can do it, whether it's you or me or my Trust me, my mother-in-law, she's 65, she has arthritis, and she rocks it in a Zumba class, and she doesn't have to be perfect. So no
Do
judging
you
those
charge
men.
her? Do you charge her for training?
Of course I do.
Oh, thank God. Because this relative thing can be pushed too far. I mean, this is your profession, and you should.
Of course I do.
Go on.
So
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thank God I got my chance to talk now.
No, let's first set up what Zumba is. Now, I've said it's a South American thing. You said it's from Colombia. But it's a little more intricate. Tell us.
Of course. So it started from Colombia by this man called Beto. And
what's his name?
Beto Perez. Alberto
Was he
Perez.
so tired that he couldn't say the whole Alberto? Beto. Okay. Beto Perez, which in Hindi means sit down Perez.
Who cares what his name is? He's just hot.
Sit down Perez. Is that short for president? That's just a little scary. Sit down, Perez. Of the Building Society. Sit down, Mr. Sharma. Sit down and calm down.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay, he'll have a heart attack if he listens to
So
all
is he
of this
still alive, Beto?
I don't want to lose my job, okay? So I'm going to just talk about Zumba right now.
Amazing. Beto is his name, but the whole dance form is about standing up. It's almost like a paradox.
So let me just get the official
Okay,
thing
I will
off
talk
my
for
chest.
10 seconds while you explain Zumba, alright? Your time starts now, go!
Okay, Zumba
1,
is a dance fitness
2,
program which is
3,
inspired
4,
by salsa, merengue,
5,
cumbia,
7,
reggaeton.
10,
One night.
10, sorry.
Okay, my time's up.
I cheated.
Shit.
After 7 I jumped. Premature, you know us, Indian men, huh? Alright, so I'm now going to keep quiet because now I want to digest it properly. Zumba is...
I think this is my 5th time, but Zumba it's a fitness program. At the end, it's
But it involves
inspired.
dancing.
Of course, it's inspired by dance. So you're going to have fun, and it has belly dance and cumbia and reggaeton and of course our Bollywood. So if you enter a Zumba
So let's
class,
go one at a time. Belly
Yes.
dance is the thing, like the...
If you have a belly, you can dance. So that's belly dance.
Or if you spell it Barely also it works. Because you can barely dance anyway. So that's one option. Then what is the next?
Exceptions are always
No,
there.
So belly dance, you shake the belly. Basically that's
Perfect. You got it right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And
so we have that.
And your core gets tighter and all apparently.
Not yours, but everyone else's for sure.
How dare you be so abrupt with me, young lady? I will cancel the show. Yes, my belly.
Last episode of Cyrus Says.
My belly has got its own dance. It dances without the rest of the body. It's a different thing.
You never
altogether.
know. You may inspire a new kind of Zumba.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure. Cyrus Zumba.
What's it called? Heart attack?
Zumba stops forever.
Okay, belly. We've done belly. I can't do it. Next.
So we have every rhythm. We have Russian folk. So you name it, we have it in a Zumba
Oh,
class.
so you just make it up on the spot?
Of course
you
not.
never said Russian folk before when I asked you. No mention of these people
You
from
name
Russia.
you name any rhythm and we have it in Zumba fitness, but everything is structured
Yeah.
and that's why
What about
it's
body
effective.
rhythm?
What the hell is body
I have
rhythm?
no idea. I just
so
read
that's
it
why.
somewhere.
There's nothing called body rhythm.
So Zumba is just like a montage. It's like a collection. It's like a collage.
It is a science which is being made, the exercise format is being made by these stalwarts in Miami.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Berto had 5 beers and 2 tequilas. Lay down on his chair and started banging his arms and legs together and said, "Wow, this sounds like fun. I'm creating a new dance form."
It's actually very true, except for the tequilas and the beer, all of that, just minus that. He just forgot his cassettes one day in his class, his aerobics cassettes, and the only thing he had was some Latin music, and he improvised on the stop. So we call it the happy accident. He made exercise fun. And now it's a science, but you're very, very correct. It happened by accident, just minus
So
the
is it
alcohol.
like jazz? Are you sort of scatting? Are you evolving yourself as an instructor? You do your own thing? No, what I'm trying to say is there like a document thing which you follow?
Yes, we
like
do.
1, 2, 3, 4?
Of course.
Or do you just sort of create it once you
No,
understand
of
the
course
basic
not.
concept?
No, so the brand and the company is based in Miami, and today there are 3,000 instructors in India, 18,000 in Germany, 75,000 in US, and
How
all
many in
of us-
Bangladesh?
Who cares? Okay, so
How mean? I have listeners. 9 people have sent us messages from Bangladesh. Only 7 were death threats. So don't you dare. Don't you
my
dare.
mom is from Bangladesh. Of course, I
Thank
care.
you. I love Bangladesh. By the way, what fish do they eat? They eat the
Hilsa.
fresh hilsa.
You're talking to a bong. You're talking to a Bengali.
The freshwater fish.
Of course, the freshwater.
Okay, as against the West Bengal, which prefers the seawater.
Everyone. The bongs prefer freshwater
I
fish.
thought they divided over this issue between the hilsa and the non-hilsa.
I didn't know that's why the partition happened for fish.
No, the song.
New knowledge.
The hilsa is alive with the sound of... okay, go on. I'm sorry. I just shouldn't even come to the podcast anymore. I should just quietly go and do Zumba on my own. Me and Beto, I should sit on top of him and drink tequila while he claps. I'm so sorry. No disrespect to art form. It's a hugely popular art form.
I'm going to get chucked out from being a master trainer.
Okay, now let's get serious. We've had enough of these silly, childish tantrums. Let's get to the point here. Fitness, the biggest problem, I think you guys know better than me, and that is that people do not want to come back. Okay, anything you try to teach them, the old form of calisthenics, ballet, whatever, after 3 days where they're bored and they don't want to come back.
True.
So I'm just trying to understand, because I've seen these guys perform and they have a good time. It's almost like they're at a party without alcohol.
True.
And middle-aged men, middle-aged women, elderly people, young people, they all can sort of enjoy the social atmosphere which is happening. Yeah, and even their bad dancing is some sort of aerobic activity, am I right?
It doesn't matter how well or good you dance, or at the end, as long as you're moving, you're perfectly fine. And by the way, you know how sometimes...
So only if you're in a coma are you not in a Zumba class. See, this is the important thing to learn here. If you're actually in a coma, in a hospital, not Zumba. But as long as you move a little bit, you're good enough to do Zumba.
I feel you can get out of a coma if you listen to a Zumba song.
Well, that's like that
film,
Ashok Kumar film where he's dying and lying in bed, and then they go and play. Somebody says that.
By the way, I just remember from that there's a lady who's an instructor who's on a wheelchair. She doesn't have her legs, but the only thing she does is she uses her wheelchair to dance and cue from her hands. And I think
what do you mean the wheelchair dances? How does the wheelchair?
So, for example, if I want to do a knee up and I raise my knee,
what are you doing?
I'm wearing shorts and you can't see anything. Okay, so
I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I was a little. I will now not face the guests in all future programs. I will now turn this way. I'm sorry.
You know, my husband is listening too, right? Okay.
Your husband we will come to, because what you told me about your husband is appalling.
I have no value in this podcast, Vivek.
I spent the whole second section only on your husband, and we are putting his pictures and posters on the wall. He has replaced Brad Pitt as a hero. We're putting him up right there.
He'll be very happy.
We'll tell the listeners why later. Yeah, sorry. Let's get back.
So she uses the wheels and the chair to lift the chair up to cue something, and she has a brother who helps her to do that, and he shows the steps sometimes, but she's the one leading the class. How amazing is that? So Zumba can be done.
Is this in India?
No, but it's in the US. But she's amazing,
and she's popular, obviously.
Very, very popular,
and obviously good at what she does.
That's why she's popular.
Right. So now let's get back to this whole India movement. So my point is, how did you tell us your introduction to Zumba? How did it happen?
I'm an engineer. I know.
You're an engineer?
Yes, I'm an electrical
electronics. What are you saying?
Yes, I know. True, right?
Okay, I'll turn and face you again. you must be the most boring people ever on the podcast.
Respect again.
We don't allow engineers normally.
Oh my God, I'm a fun one. Please keep me here. Yeah, so I'm an engineer.
The only fun engineer was the cricketer, Farooq engineer. Go on.
I worked, can I continue? Yeah, I worked.
Please, it's your show. You can tell me to keep quiet at any point. This is completely your show, and you have to promote Zumba. That's why you're here. And yourself.
So I worked as an engineer, and then...
Where?
Right here in Mumbai with TCS. I was with TCS.
TCS? You know Ravi Kumar?
Who's that?
He's the vice president. He works out with me in the morning.
He does?
But he wasn't there a few years back. He's just gone about 3 or 4.
So I was not kicked out. I went out myself out of TCS. And then I joined Ashley Lobo. And I learned Ashley
Lobo used to teach
jazz,
ballroom,
ballet.
But formal dancing, right?
He's very good. One of the best.
A big brand name, for those who don't know. A big brand name in Mumbai at least, yeah.
In India, I feel.
Yeah.
And then luck took me to US in 2009. And
and also a good visa immigration officer will let you in, because you know.
And a very good husband, yeah. And
well, I don't know about that. I think the officers are more important, because they're the ones who let you in actually. Be like, why are you here? What have you got to declare? And you say something like, I'm a sympathizer of the so and so party, they send you back.
I get very scared of these immigration officers.
I also some of them I don't
just look at you like that.
Why do they look at you like that?
They judge.
They do judge.
Yeah.
And it's so aggressive. I mean,
and they never believe that I'm from India. They always think I'm from Bangkok.
That's because you're dancing properly.
No, I'm from Bangkok. You see my nose?
What does that mean?
I know.
How judgmental. What's that, like, racist? I don't know what you're trying to say. I mean, is there no problem?
But when I tell them Zumba, in fact, I found a man who was from Colombia, and the moment I said I was here for a Zumba conference, he'd go, say my hi to Beto. I'm from Colombia.
Are you kidding me? You're joking.
Yes, and he
knew who Beto was?
Of course. He's famous, my love. And
is he?
Of course
is he. Like in Colombia, is he like a household name? He's like Sachin Tendulkar or something?
He got the award from the president of Colombia, of course.
But nobody in Colombia knows who their president is. I've spoken to them. They're like, oh God, I have no idea.
Oh my God. So yes, that's how it is. And then finally I went to the US. So 2009.
Every story is taking half an hour because of my interruptions. I'm so sorry. So you went to America. The immigration officer was terrible. You mentioned Zumba. I started dancing. You all hugged. You entered. Then?
Entered. And I found this Zumba class.
Yeah.
And there were 80 people in the studio, very happy.
But you had not done this before.
Work. Never done this before. And I went and
You're
I stood.
You're an engineer. You're a geek in many ways.
I'm a geek.
Yeah.
Perfectly a geek. And I went and stood at the last row and I was thinking, why are these people happy with the workout? And this instructor walks in and she's like really obese, exactly like you. And
pause there. We have an audience now and pause there. That was sweetly timed and put. And let me also enjoy.
Cyrus, I'm learning from you. You are my mentor.
No, it's not the obese which I have a problem with. It's a gender clarification. You're even a middle-aged woman who was really large, looked like a whale, and exactly like you.
Obese like you.
There's so many levels of love here. So many levels.
I'm trying to inspire you to get fitter.
If I wasn't so freaking fat, I'd come up and hug you. But that would take 40 minutes, so I'll just stay here.
Yeah, let's just stay there and finish this, right? So she jumps on the platform and...
There you go. So fat people can jump.
And they can dance.
You learned your lesson.
And they can dance. And they can dance.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was in shock. Like, okay, she's an angel. She's dancing. People are happy. Like how you're in a gym and you're doing your crunches. Like 4, 3, 2, 1. And the trainer, you finish your 3, 2, 1. And then the trainer says 5 more. And you're like...
Did you say something? Did you use the 4-letter word?
Beep you.
We'll beep it. Just say it. Don't kill your act. Yeah.
No, I cannot
You don't
say
use
those
bad
words.
language.
I do not. On air. So...
But you can say it off air?
To you, yeah.
But that's simple. So not only am I a middle-aged woman now in a wheelchair who jumps up and down on stage, but I'm also the one you abuse for no reason whatsoever.
Who said abuse?
There's no
Did
reason
you hear
to
abuse
me.
anywhere? I didn't say abuse.
I mean, this is worse than racism. You look at me and you just abuse because that's the thing to do.
You are putting things on me. I never said that.
I'm not doing Zumba. I'm going back to, what is that, foxtrot? Forget the Zumba, Pumba, man. You keep your bloody
Trust
Zumba.
me, by the end of this session, you will come.
We have our own dance. It's called clapping.
By the end of this, you will come to a Zumba
I'm the
class,
king
I
of
promise.
clapping. Yeah. Sorry. So Zumba's happening. You're looking, you're mesmerized, and
yeah. And then I see 80 people smiling back as they're sweating like pigs, burning 800 calories, and I knew this was it because the music is crazy. The music of Zumba is co-created by this Beto man and Pitbull or a Daddy Yankee, and how in Ganpati
Pitbull the rapper.
The singer, the rapper.
Oh.
That's how big it is. Music is on Billboard right now for Zumba. So I see this class and I go crazy for it. And the feeling that I get is when in Ganpati, have you ever, I'm sure you've danced at the Ganpati Visarjan.
I was forced to, yeah.
I did it willingly.
No, I was forced to, they immersed me. That's what they told me. So I did it. Anyway, go on.
This is your rebirth. This is the same feeling as if you're in a Ganpati Visarjan.
So you get that trance-like group, what's it called? Social upliftment.
High.
That you feel, that high. High is the right word, actually. So you get a high. So
and
you got that as an audience member.
Yes, and then I got hooked and I was there for 6 months.
Sorry to interrupt, but very quickly, you were never an athletic person in school and all that? Or were you into dancing?
I was always into dancing. It was my passion. Always.
Okay.
So my jazz, ballet, Bollywood, all of that.
So you basically are a dancer. All this came to you easily.
In my, it was my passion, but I'll come to that later. If you're asking me
how many hours you want to talk?
I like you.
We don't have 3 years to discuss Zumba. There's nuclear proliferation, there's communal tensions, there's child pornography, which we'll come to later.
Half an hour.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So, but trust me, anyone can do Zumba. So we'll come to that later. But for now, 6 months.
Again with the later. Who's sponsoring the show? That TVS? TCS? The old company? No. Okay. Guess not. Now for sure not. Now never
so
ever.
I kept my silence. I'm not talking now.
Yeah. All right. Now, let's get back to that moment in America where you...
Yes.
So you had this moment where you said, okay, I'm going to be involved with this dance form. You may not want to be an instructor yet.
Yes.
And then, so take us further.
Yeah. So for 6 months, I was there with them as a student. Amazing place. And then
Were you married at this point?
Of course, I was married.
And your husband didn't mind you being away for 6 months?
He was with me in the US.
What was he doing? He's a dancer too?
No, he's a geek.
He's an engineer?
Yes, he's an engineer.
So he had a job there. I don't understand the 6 months. Somebody was working, right?
Of course, he was working.
So he was working, you were dancing. Typical Indian family.
Typical Indian woman, I know.
There you go.
So, use the husband.
You were the Chaya Geet in his film.
Ekdam. Use the husband completely. So...
Go on, please tell me more. It's very fascinating story.
I got
so you
trained.
became part of the group.
Yes, and I got trained myself.
You're good at it, obviously, immediately.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
And I got trained in Zumba and all the formats are different formats of Zumba. So toning, aqua, centao, blah, blah, blah.
Aqua means you do it in the water.
Completely sexy one.
Wow, that's superb. So you wait for the monsoon, you go outside, boom, boom, you're dancing. I think it's fun. So there's aqua. Give us all the options. There's aqua. There's
Kids, Zumba Kids.
Oh, that's for children.
Yes, for children.
And for really short people also.
Yes, completely.
Okay,
and then Sentao, using a chair, the one that you're sitting.
Sentao.
Yeah, it means to sit.
Oh, Sentao.
So all of this happened.
Okay.
And in 2012, I was.
Everything is just to sit. Berto, sit in Hindi.
You would love it.
Sentao, sit in Portuguese. Everything. What is this guy's fascinated with sitting?
Anything which starts with
And the number one instructor is in a wheelchair. Just think about it for a minute, without being, in any way insensitive. It seems like sitting is the most important thing here. It's like a straight drive in cricket. It's the most important thing there.
Everything starts from sitting.
And then why do we even bother getting up? I'm so happy with the first part. Why do we have a second part? I would be the Zumba instructor of the world.
That's why you are the way you are. That's why I am the way I am. Can we have a picture of this? The before and the after.
I don't mind taking off my clothes and showing you my naked hirsute physique.
I don't mind either.
Luckily, this is a podcast, so they have to believe what I say. Okay, now I pretend I have and you go, wow, okay?
Someone kill me.
And that's with the clothes on. So you can imagine how bad it would be if I really took my clothes off. Oops, this woman is not good for the ego. We'll move on. Like, I've lost interest in Zumba now. I'm going to Vietnam or Sri Lanka. Okay, so let's cut to the chase. You became an instructor in America,
right? And then after 3 years of teaching there,
but you're still a geek. Your job is still there.
No, I'm doing full-time Zumba. I'm teaching there non-stop.
Okay.
I've become
in America.
In America, yeah,
wow.
for 3 years. So I've become a Zumba instructor. And then in 2012, the CEO of Zumba, amazing man, Alberto.
It's not quite the same as the CEO of Apple, but it's there. It's there.
You have no idea. He's amazing, and
it's a huge movement now.
It is a huge movement. It's 185 countries.
185 countries, and up to Tuesday there was only 183 countries. So Zumba's got 2 countries of their own. Zumba East and Zumba West. Nobody knows about that.
I just realized that you have such low IQ.
I'm naked. You've insulted me. You've spat on me. You've made funny sounds about me. You've called me all kinds of names. And now you say I have a low IQ. Let me tell you about my low IQ. My low IQ tells me we have to take a break right now while I go into a refresher course.
I love you, Cyrus.
It's okay, Sucheta. We can't take away words.
Please keep me here. Don't drag me out of this place, but ciao.
People ask me, why do I sing Qawwali songs like Altaf Raja completely out of my mind all night? I do it because of the pain, the angst that women have caused me to feel. Women like you by calling me names and pointing out my faults. So let me tell you, Altaf Raja is not the only person in pain. There's also me.
I duly apologize.
I like to go by the name Altaf Raju. Like the worst version of the same beautiful performer. We'll take a break, then we'll come back. Sucheta, in the house with us.
Cyrus says, stop picking your nose, listen to this ad.
Hi, I'm Amit Gurbaksani.
I'm Purva Mehra.
And I'm Pranuti Datta. And we're from a city website called The Daily Pow. And we have a new podcast called The Powcast. So you can listen to us on the Indus Rock SoundCloud page as well as iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn.
Yes, me and Sucheta, we are pals now. And we've discussed Zumba. We've understood that she's an instructor. Unfortunately, we can't talk about every single moment of your career, so we're trying to get to the highlights as quickly as possible. You're an Optimum Nutrition, the brand that makes protein shakes?
Yes.
You can get you can get me deals.
You have to be in my good books. You're not getting in my good books right now.
If you can get me deals on ON, I will clean the floor you walk on, ma'am. Because they're getting too expensive.
I'll give you a list of what you can do for me and I'll decide after that.
I'll do anything.
Okay. After this, I'll give you a list.
Okay. Just 1 minute. Is my wife listening to the podcast? Can you just confirm?
I hope you know this. My husband also listening.
But your husband works in Google and we will discuss what he does.
Have a clean mind.
Okay, let's discuss it right now. Your husband does what you said. He's in charge of checking out new content.
So he has important content.
Like pornography.
And he has a lot of fun with it.
Why will he have fun? He's a professional.
No, because it's very important for him.
Of course it is.
It's very, very important for him. It's such an important job.
So he has to check all the pornography that comes in.
All of it. And he cannot miss anything.
In every culture, language, whatever.
Everything.
Oh my God.
And he comes back late at home.
Is he the most popular guy in his group? He must be like hugely popular. A lot of people, when they say take your kids to work day and all that, I mean, what does he do? I mean, that could be a challenge. But
now I wonder.
Sit on my lap. The screen is blank because the electricity is gone, but we will come back in Tuesday.
Now I wonder, why does he have all these family friends coming at home and then he goes to, oh my God.
No, but I really like your, I mean, that's great. What a job. I mean, growing up, you think if you're a boy in a class and your job is check out pornography for the rest of your life and be very strict about it. I think it's fantastic. So he works in Google, huh?
He does.
Wait, we'll Google him just now and we'll find out his name. I'm doing it as we speak and his name is
Vivek Chandani.
Vivek. Because he's always Vivek. Pornography never sleeps, yeah. But we're joking about it, but it must be quite boring after some time to just watch the same damn thing all the time and check on
So you know what? What the best part about him and me is that although we are both geeks, but I love dancing and he loves music, so he's a bassist. So he's part of a rock
He
band.
plays the bass.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Paul McCartney. What are you saying?
If you're going to name these rock stars and singers, I have no idea. I'm going to blank off.
Well, I'm just a Beatles fan, so anyone plays bass, I'll say Paul McCartney. I don't know anybody else. But that's so how interesting. He's an engineer, plus he plays bass.
And I do owe
plus
him
he
my...
plays solo. I mean, he's doing the Google thing. So, I mean...
How cool is his life?
His life is great.
I know.
Who'll have time to dance with this kind of life? I can see him coming on, honey, I'm tired.
He does Zumba, by the way.
My eyes are paining. He does Zumba. Is he good?
And I do credit him, and in fact, don't disturb me right now. I'm going to tell him 10 seconds, okay?
Okay.
So, he was the one, I couldn't drive in the US, and he used to take me to every Zumba class, sit outside, whether it's raining or snowing, sit outside till I finish my class, and then drive me back home for 3 years.
Today's driver, tomorrow's husband. This is the story we learnt. This is the story we learned today.
I should write a book.
Yes, you should. But it's good to see the Indian male actually going the extra mile for the Indian female. It rarely happens in our male-dominated society, except in your case and mine. In my case, I'm worse than the driver. She makes me go on all fours and she rides me, and not in a sexual way. So don't make faces. Yeah. No, Sucheta, let's get back to you. So, what do you do for on nutrition? You are the female master trainer. What does that mean?
Yes. So, because in 2012, when I came back to India, I had to launch Zumba Fitness in the country, and it took a long time because from people asking, "Ye Zumba dance kya hai?" to asked. Today, I have 2 seasons of my show on Zoom TV. In fact, it's coming on air from March 26th.
Excellent.
My season 2. I'm very excited.
So, you got you before you became a celebrity, super celebrity.
I am a celebrity. Oh, shit.
But, I mean,
you
like
guys
super
just
celebrity.
downgraded.
Television will take you up another 15 notches.
I'm just kidding. No, it's awesome. So
how much they pay you per episode?
बगल में आजा बताती हूँ मैं साइड में.
Again, a dirty talker. Again, check the wife situation and the husband. Husband, don't check, yaar. Google mein to kaam kar raha hai, sala. He has to work, yaar.
He's so busy with that. He's not even listening to it right now.
Won't be taking a lunch break. Who does?
इसलिए बोला साइड में आजा.
My God, I think Bengalis and Parsis speaking in Hindi, it'll be only sexual innuendo without knowing. Side mein aja.
Okay, let's make the show about Zumba and all that.
Let's get back to so many things I want to talk about.
So optimum happens. Yes, so
what do you
happens.
do for on? That's what I want to know because as a consumer of the product.
I am a brand ambassador for them because it is just not body.
Get me a discount now. Come on.
You have to be nice from now on.
7,000 odd for £5. I can't pay that anymore.
Be nice. I'll get you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
give me I want the 12 pound or the 15 pound.
और कुछ demand है और कुछ है list है.
I'll show you what all products I want.
ठीक है चलो.
Can you get me Bullnox? But it's a bitten cot. It's difficult to get off market. There's a lot of great stuff that I want which I'll ask you for.
Done and
Can you get
done.
me HGH? That you won't be able to get me. Okay. Let's move on.
Someone should have taken a picture of me.
Okay,
right
listen. The international piloxing. What is it? I want to please explain these terms.
Yes, I will.
International piloxing kya hai?
It's too fancy for you. I'm going to explain it to you.
Okay, don't explain it to me. There are other people listening. Explain it to them.
Yeah.
I'll take a break and come back. Where's Vivek work? I'm going there for 5 minutes. I'll see a movie and come back. Some great stuff from Spain.
So piloxing and masala bhangra and pound.
So what is it?
They're all fitness formats which I got trained myself in the US. I don't teach it very regularly, but I love them. Piloxing is Pilates and boxing. Masala bhangra is a bhangra based workout.
Piloxing is boxing and Pilates together.
It's perfect for you to be tried on you, by the way. And then we have...
It's called a punching bag. And that's all I've been in this entire show. This woman is really mean. Are you related to my wife? Are you her sister? You're not, no?
She gave me a call in the morning, but...
She did?
Pound is something which we use drumsticks and we work out.
Slowly. What are you talking about?
The listeners are listening.
We're discussing my wife and then you've gone to insanity. Yes, good segue.
Insanity boot camp.
Insanity. What is insanity?
Insanity is a boot camp method.
Okay, you push people.
You go insane.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, when you work out.
Give us an example of like how bad the training is.
You'll die in 5 minutes.
But like, what would you do?
But I'll call an ambulance
just
for you,
tell them.
sure.
Just give us a small example of what it entails.
Army style workout. So think what the soldiers would do. The boot camp method, the same way we would do in an insanity workout.
But am I an officer or am I a cadet? Because cadet really suffers. Officer's got 2 whiskeys in his hand and he's having a good time.
Cadet.
Oh, okay, then who cares? Should have worked harder. Masala bhangra, what is that?
It's a workout which is based on bhangra.
Okay, so the music is bhangra and you sort of have that movement with the hands.
Yes.
Pound and you mentioned. Zumba, what is centaur you mentioned?
Yeah, so there's different formats of Zumba that we have. We have toning, centaur, kids, aqua.
Okay, what is this other thing that you do called the largest Zumba party? What does that mean?
So, And we do it all the time. We hire a place, for example, the Beto, again, I know you like him so much. He came down last year, 2015.
Oh, he's come to India, is it?
Of course. And we booked the Lalit, and we had 1,500 people attending a live Zumba class. So we are all on stage. We are conducting that class. It's a live class. And imagine 1,500 people on the floor dancing together,
but in India,
out.
easy because you go to a street and you say, oh, come on, Nach. Because anywhere there's 1,500 people. But it's an impressive thing to do. And what is a Zumba-thon?
It's a party for charity.
Okay.
So if you want to donate something to Cyrus Brocha, we say, okay.
Like a personality?
Yes.
Or some sweet thoughts?
In need.
Or kindness? How about giving us kindness? That would be so nice. Try kindness.
Someone in, drastic need of... on a serious note, we've done something for Uttarakhand. We've done something for Nepal.
Okay.
Where all the instructors...
After natural disasters, you're saying?
Yes. All the instructors come together. We keep this event. Our clients come in. We donate our money. We donate all of that collectively. In fact, Zumba donated $10,000 to Nepal, $10,000 to Uttarakhand. So we give back to charity on a serious note.
So, I'm just trying to think, so how does your life work at the moment? You do classes, you train people to become instructors.
That's my work.
You also have to run all these events?
So
and
right
coordinate
now,
because you're like the head of this entire Zumba movement.
I would like myself to be called someone who loves it with
Sucheta,
passion.
were you digging your nose while talking? I didn't pick.
On the side.
On the side, okay.
Yeah, on the side, but enough. I can if you want.
Please do, that's part of Zumba. Zumba India is a little different.
Poke nose.
Dig here, dig there, dig everywhere. Welcome to Zumba India, we are different.
We dig it.
We dig you.
So my work is to train the trainer. So right now, if you want to get licensed as a Zumba instructor, I hope not. But if you want to,
it's a challenge for you. How long will it take?
It would take in Asia, in US and the UK 1 day. In Asia, including India, it would be a 2-day training of 8 hours non-stop.
And for me, it'll be?
You are banned.
I'm banned.
I'm scared right now. I hope
this
doesn't happen
Maybe I want to be a Zumba trainer.
No, I'm just kidding.
Let me try it.
Okay, I offer you a free training.
Person. I don't want to move.
No, I offer you a free training. Come get trained.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
How many hours is it air conditioned? Because I sweat a lot.
What do you want? What is the temperature you want? We'll
I want
get it done.
-2.
Tell me your requirements.
See, I've told you I trace my lineage from Genghis Khan himself.
So the other 40 trainers are freezed and you're the only one who's doing the training?
I don't care about the other trainers. I just want to make sure I'm not sweating because I hate sweating. Just a fun thing to do. Okay, tell us about Indians and Zumba. How have we taken to it? I see them at clubs. I see them on TV shows. You're going to launch your own TV show as we speak. So how is it? Is this movement, is it big? Because it looks like it's growing very fast.
It's taken a lot of time for me, 4 years to get this going where it is. We started in 2012, a little bit before that also. And we have 3,000 instructors who's taking this forward. And imagine there is an instructor in Mangalore who is a cancer survivor, for 3 times cancer survivor. But she's undergoing chemo right now. And the only time she feels happy is when she's teaching a Zumba class. Or I gave an example of my mother-in-law, 65, rocking it to a class. I have a 15-year-old who right now the only idea she has as a career is to be a Zumba instructor, because we're not only changing lives, but we are getting a life ourselves. We are earning something. It's a lifestyle. I think that is something which I'm living for right now. Not the fact that I'm traveling every weekend and training instructors or I'm on a TV show, but the fact that I can inspire people, even one person, towards a better lifestyle.
But there are a few negatives also, and that is a lot of people complain about the fact that they can get injured while doing
knee pain,
Zumba.
back pain. Okay, so I get this question all the time. So there are bad and good yoga instructors. There are bad and good Pilates instructors. There are bad and good CrossFit instructors. You can get an injury because the instructor is bad. The fitness format, it's a fitness format. It's supposed to make you healthier. No fitness format, and it's just not Zumba, will ever give you an injury. So always, I would say select a good instructor.
Can I tell you a real story? My friend Rajesh, he injured himself in the groin while doing a Zumba class.
I'm sure he did.
And I just want to please clarify. He cannot have children, the doctor says, ever again. He's only 42 years old and he can't have any more kids, which is a good thing. But the sad part is now, I'm not sure if we can blame the Zumba class because during Zumba he wasn't injured, but on his way out he said something cheeky to a lady who kneed him in the groin. So I don't know, does that...
Zumba is hazardous to health after... For sure.
After, for sure. I must say, some of the women look really hot in those track pants and all that.
No wonder
I can't concentrate. I put my head in and look at the Zumba class.
But that's more motivation for men to come in a Zumba class.
Then I have to look at those really ugly, strange-looking men who are unathletic, and then the sexual feeling goes.
Ignore them.
No, I need them. Otherwise, I'll become a bad human being. I need to look at them to kill the desire.
Your wife is listening, right?
My wife doesn't listen to anything. That's why she's the wife. It stands to reason. Okay, Sucheta, we've talked a lot. Let's talk a little bit about you as we wrap this show up. You're all over the place now. You're pushing this movement. You've got your own show. It's growing. And, of course, with it is your stature. But what do you do? Tell us a little bit about your personal life. How do you juggle home, family? Are there kids?
I hope there were kids, but there are none right now. In a way,
Why?
thank
Because
God.
you're Zumba so much you're tired. You've got to stop Zumba and you've got to take a break.
No nights. Oh my God, I just realized. Yes.
Yeah.
My husband, shit, Google.
One thing he doesn't want to do is, get involved with, after spending the whole day, I can understand.
No, but what I do love is I love people. So the more time I get to interact with people, go out, meet new people, that's what I love. I also love painting. So people don't know this, but I think so. I have a diploma in fine arts. So I think I'm good. I can paint something for your office. It looks
nice. Can you paint my producer Amit? I hate his color. Change it.
I like Amit.
Silence. Stone cold silence. Oops. You like Amit the way he is. What about our producer Kiran? Can you do something to him? Paint his eyebrows green.
I stopped painting human bodies, but I can restart.
So painting, Zumba, you were an engineer, quite a varied body of interest and good at everything. How do you relax other than painting? You
Dance.
go out, But I see, why would you do that? You spend the whole day dancing,
I know,
training
people ask
to
me
dance.
all the time.
Why would you want to go out? I would, it's like if I go to a party, they make a speech. I'm like, okay, I've had enough. I'm not doing any speeches.
I think I'm as crazy as you. Like, why do you do what you do every time?
I have to do that to own
Like,
words.
I met you, like, before this, and you were talking throughout. I'm like, Cyrus,
Where?
can we just
We met
start
at a traffic
the show?
light. We went to a Zumba class and I was trying to kill time before so that I didn't dance.
Listen, you have to attend a Zumba class. You have to attend a Zumba class.
I don't like cardio.
Do
as
you
a
want
concept.
your optimum nutrition stuff?
I'll come. What time?
Good. There you go.
All right, speaking of time, we are running out of time. But as we finish, we have a section called Ask Me Anything. And Sucheta, you have to take part in this because there's general questions, but you're a woman of the world. You've lived in America, you're exporting or you've spread a South American dance form and, made it global. So
Fitness format, just to clarify.
And so you're the right person to answer these questions. I will now introduce to you the most important member of our team, this person.
Cyrus says, ask me anything. If you want Cyrus to answer your questions on air, send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com. If you send us a link to a sound file on SoundCloud, we'll even play you asking the question in your own voice. And that's what Cyrus says.
Okay, Sucheta, now you talk. We'll give you as much time as you... By the way, Optimum Nutrition, good supplements, very good brand, and she's going to give us special rates. Awesome. And by special rates, I mean like really cheap. Awesome. And what I have to do is pretend to attend Zumba. Come on, how hard can it be?
I can give you free too.
Free? Give me free. Really, it'll help.
मैंने बोला था side में आओ.
Side mein aao. What do I have? All my life I've waited for women to proposition me like this, but now I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm just not feeling right. I'm feeling used and abused and objectified. Stop!
My jaws are pain.
What, your jaws? I can't make eye contact with you because no woman tells me side mein aao. They mean side mein jao. Okay, come on. Let's do the first question.
The first question is, Cyrus, what do you think about this whole Mars colonization movement that's going on?
I'm all for it. It's about time. I'm told off the record that the head of the NCP party already has bought some land there. So,
I think he owns it.
The whole thing?
No, dude, it's done.
Neptune, I know the BJP have already, because Prime Minister is travelling all the time, so they've got Neptune. Now, who wants to take Uranus? Because that's a special word. Nobody wants to take that? Okay.
I think we'll stay away.
Let's give it to Sucheta. You know about this Mars colonization?
I'm like really scared of these questions now. I have not watched TV in 4 years.
The question is serious about this whole movement to, well, basically we run out of space here.
I would like to book as soon as possible a home there.
To Mars?
All right. But do you think it's a ridiculous concept, or what was ridiculous 10 years ago now it seems all real, so maybe we...
It's so real. Like, who wants to live on Earth anymore? Like, let's move to the Mars.
Well, I mean, the reason why we don't want to live on Earth is pollution, right? It's not like Mars is going to be all that much better.
At least for the first 10 billion years.
Obviously, before the colonization
it doesn't have the same atmosphere, right? So, I mean, like,
before the colonization is complete, you have to make sure you can live there. That's why the British left India, They tried to live here, they couldn't cope. So,
That was the reason.
That's the main reason.
I see.
They came in short pants, everything correct.
Climate.
There's too much sun, man. Yeah. Too much sweat, too much dust. British people with glasses, they couldn't see. They couldn't see with the dust.
I'm sure they'll have like a glass ceiling and, vacuum everything out of it.
Okay, there's a metaphor there, then we don't have time to get into it.
No, that's the True Lies. True Lies? Is that True Lies? Is that the
so she's quoting American pop? On my show?
Not True Lies, sorry.
How Zumba are you?
What is the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with the...
No, don't quote Arnold Schwarzenegger. Stop. Control yourself.
It's a Ray Bradbury book too.
My God, you show off. I'm so sorry. It's supposed to be the AMA, but we just normally answer simple questions. Mars colonization, the last word. Amit, is it something we can just laugh at, or is it something we take seriously?
I mean, like, it's something that will probably happen in the future, but I mean, like, we don't know how it's gonna happen, right? So there's this really interesting sci-fi book written by James S.A. Corey, right? They talk about how the solar system is colonized, right? So different colonization in different places. Now, the distances are still really far, so getting to Mars is going to take you 6 months to do.
Who are the poor aliens who get Indians to colonize them? I just want to know
so
those
actually,
guys.
apparently,
Go and have a look. You suddenly see...
Mars is India's territory in this
There
book.
you go. The Marxists are back.
We had maximum population to send to a place, so that's why they are... So Indian incentives were
So
given.
you're telling me I live in 45 degrees tropical heat and I get Mars, the hottest planet on Earth? No,
Mars is cooler than
Give me
Mars.
my green card. I'm going to learn Zumba in New York. What is the place where the lady teaches? Instructor with the wheelchair. I'm going there.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So one of the interesting things, though, was that because of the way gravity is different in these places, the body shapes would change.
Wow.
So,
So I'll be the hot one and she'll be the large one. And then we'll see.
I take back my offer of buying a home there.
Now you know.
Okay, the next question is, Cyrus, would you ever cosplay? Who would you cosplay as?
Oh my God. Sucheta, can you help me? What the hell does that mean?
Cosplay?
Okay. Cosplay?
Cosplay, you did Comic-Con, right? You went for Comic-Con?
Yeah.
You saw all those people
wear the
dressed up.
costume and do the thing,
Yeah.
huh? That's a tough one. There's so many choices. I don't know where to start. The Flash?
Okay.
You need to have...
No, I don't like to sit still, so a Flash is safe.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, that
I'm just going to say
I
you need
think
to have
that
a
works.
body for that, so come for Zumba first, then...
That is
No, again. My Flash will be called the Flesh. Tera baat lagaya. Oh yeah, I solved it. In India we pronounce it like this. Flash. But dekha, Flash bahut hai. Abhi kya karega? You want your own superhero? Go back there. This is our local superhero. He's Flesh. Without blood, because kids are watching. Please. Okay, I think Amit has fallen on the floor.
My phone.
We've lost our producer and his phone. Sorry.
No, the cosplay. Well, what about you? Would you cosplay?
What costume?
Have you cosplayed?
I've never cosplayed, but I think Cyrus
It's a very private question, Amit. I mean, how do you answer that? Have you ever?
Okay,
in
have you
what
ever
context?
cosplayed?
Especially
in
given
a
the context of my
convention?
husband and all of that.
Exactly.
working in
I mean, the
Google.
guy is only watching fantasy. Then he comes home, he'll be like, this is too boring. Let's go shopping. Come on, it makes sense.
But I think, you know what, in my heart of hearts, and really, I feel I should be SpongeBob SquarePants.
I love SpongeBob SquarePants. What a character that is.
I don't know why.
Can I be Patrick?
I get dreams about him.
I can be Patrick. I can do a pretty good Patrick. Can I be with you, SpongeBob? I'm pretty good. Damn. Nobody wants my Patrick. Oh, that's no double meaning. Nobody wants my Patrick. I'm so sorry. That's the end of the show forever.
That is the end of the show for this week.
All right. Sucheta, thank you so much. Zumba expert. And if you want to learn Zumba, find out this name. She will lead you to glory. And me to On Nutrition Products. Thank you.
Perfect. You're on.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
All views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily the views and opinions of the Indus Vox Media Network or any of our show advertisers or sponsors. No animals were harmed in the making of this podcast, obviously.
All right, time to look at the podcast, Podcast. It's, we have to push the pun from time to time because it's an audio medium. We can't write it for you. Hosted by the dailypow.com's Purva Mehra, Pranoti Datta and Amit Gurbaksani. The podcast is your fortnightly lowdown on Mumbai's food and culture scenes. Plus, if you pay them money, they'll talk about your family and other animals. Listen on ivmpodcast.com.